We're diving into a topic that is absolutely defining our time. This isn't just another tech trend, it's a high-stakes race for the very soul of our digital future. And yeah, like the slide says, the world is in the middle of a new global race. But we're not talking about the usual stuff, like territory or resources. This race is for something way more fundamental, intelligence itself. And whoever wins could reshape the global balance of power for the next 100 years. And let me tell you, the stakes are absolutely monumental. This quote just nails the gravity of the situation. This isn't just about getting smarter phones or more efficient factories. We're talking about redesigning the very architecture of our society. This is a technological revolution with truly existential consequences. And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring here. Beyond the whole geopolitical chess match, what's the human cost? What are the massive ethical choices we're being forced to make as we build these incredibly intelligent systems? Okay, so let's look at the two undisputed heavyweights in this global AI race. Their different strengths, their different ideologies, their strategies. They're not just shaping who's going to lead the AI era, but how it's going to change life for every single one of us. So, why is all of this happening so fast? Well, it's basically a perfect storm. We've had these massive breakthroughs in deep learning. We have computing power that was literally science fiction a decade ago. And we have these giant oceans of data from billions of us living our lives online. You throw in a ton of money and a laser-like national focus, and boom, you have an unstoppable force.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just a tech competition. It's a full-blown clash of worldviews. On one side, you've got the US model, which is all about decentralization and individual freedom. That can spark incredible innovation, but it can also lead to a lot of infighting. And on the other side, you have China's model, which is all about incredible speed and scale through centralized control. They can get things done lightning fast, but it comes with some serious trade-offs for personal freedom.
So how do these two AI empires actually get things done? How are they so different? This gets right to the core of their strategies. This fundamental tension between coming up with new ideas and actually putting them to work. So think of the US as the world's laboratory. It's where these groundbreaking, world-changing ideas, like large language models, are born. It's all fueled by academic freedom and tons of venture capital. But sometimes those brilliant ideas get stuck on the way from the lab to the real world. China, on the other hand, is an absolute juggernaut of implementation. It takes technology and just deploys it into cities, schools, stores, with a speed and on a scale that is simply mind-blowing.
Now, here's what's so wild about this. Both of these systems run on the exact same fuel. Massive, and I mean massive, amounts of our data. In the US model of surveillance capitalism, our data is the product. Corporations collect it to sell us stuff. In China's surveillance state model, data is seen as a national asset, collected to govern and control society. So the end result is kind of similar. Our data is being used, but the reasons why and what it means for our personal freedom are worlds apart.
But this whole race isn't just happening in some far-off lab or a corporate boardroom. As we're about to see, it has a very real, very human cost. It's affecting our jobs, it's affecting fairness, and it's even affecting our basic rights. Right away, the most obvious impact is on jobs. Any role that's predictable, that involves routine tasks, well, it's vulnerable. We're talking about millions of jobs in trucking, in retail, in admin. See, an AI doesn't need a coffee break, it never gets tired, and it just keeps getting better with more data, which makes it a powerful and, frankly, disruptive economic force. As big a deal as job loss is, there's a deeper, more subtle threat that's brewing here. It's this idea of a morality gap, this growing chasm between our incredible technological power and our moral ability to actually manage it responsibly. And this slide just illustrates the danger perfectly. AI systems aren't born biased, they learn from data that we humans create, so they inherit all our flaws. For instance, a lone algorithm might start rejecting people from a certain neighborhood, not because it's evil, but because the historical data it learned from shows higher defaults there. So the algorithm is just spotting a pattern, but in doing so, it accidentally continues a cycle of injustice. It's our own biases, just scaled up and automated. So if the US and China represent these two dominant paths forward and both have some serious problems, is there another option? This brings us to a really critical point. The world desperately needs a third way. We need a human-centered alternative that isn't just about making more profit or gaining more control. And this is what that alternative actually looks like. Human-centered AI. It's a total paradigm shift. It's about putting people, not profit or power, first. The goal isn't just to build the most powerful system, it's to build systems that are fair, that are transparent, and that are actually aligned with our shared human values. You know, in this new era, our biggest strengths aren't going to be the things that make us more like machines. They're going to be the things that make us uniquely human. An AI can process data at lightning speed, but it can't feel empathy. It can write an essay, but it can't exercise real wisdom. These aren't just soft skills anymore. They're becoming our most valuable assets, for sure. So here's the bottom line. This is not a spectator sport. We cannot afford to just sit back and see which empire wins this thing. If we want this better, more human-centered future, it's going to require all of us to get involved. And here's the game plan. It's a team effort, right? First, you've got policymakers. They need to build the ethical guardrails. Then you have businesses. They have to shift their whole mindset from move fast and break things to something more like move wisely and build trust. And finally, there's us as individuals. It's on us to stay informed, to advocate for responsible tech, and to just keep learning. Every one of these groups has a vital part to play. So ultimately, this is the choice that we all face. As we keep building this unbelievably powerful technology, what are we going to prioritize? Are we going to optimize everything for pure cold efficiency? Or are we going to build systems that reflect our deepest values of empathy and dignity and care? The race is definitely on, and the future is waiting for our answer.